You wake up at 5 a.m., hit the gym, and grind on your side hustle. We consume endless content about billionaire habits and productivity hacks to escape the rat race. But executing those routines perfectly often leads straight into a financial bottleneck, the middle class trap. This scorecard visualizes the trap that splits the population. On paper, you have a high-income profession and consistent savings. In reality, you are a high-income renter, locked out of homeownership and asset scaling. This structural failure occurs when high-performance financial habits are deployed into a mismatched economic environment. Your geographic location, more than your effort, dictates whether you can actually accumulate and compound a surplus of capital. This introduces a concept known as geographic arbitrage. The true measure of wealth is the mathematical reality of your local purchasing power, rather than the absolute number on your paycheck. You face a primary trade-off with two distinct paths. The first is the hub strategy, which optimizes strictly for maximum absolute income. Moving to a Tier 1 megacity grants you proximity to capital, high salary ceilings, and access to elite, millionaire-making industries. The second path is the arbitrage strategy, which focuses entirely on maximizing the purchasing power of the money you already have. You must choose between grinding in a high-cost environment to raise your earning ceiling or relocating to stretch your current income into immediate lifestyle inflation. To see how heavy that high-cost environment can be, we use the Haircut Index, a reliable proxy for baseline daily service costs across the globe. This chart ranks the top end of those global costs. Norway and Japan sit at the absolute peak, where basic upkeep aggressively eats away at potential wealth. Moving down the chart, hubs in Denmark, Australia, and the US aren't far behind, trapping residents in the $44 to $48 range for a simple service. Drop to the opposite end of the exact same index, and the cost for that same haircut plummets in emerging markets. In Vietnam, it drops to $8.98. In India, it is closer to $5. This creates a luxury illusion. A professional earning $100,000 in a Tier 1 city consumes expensive daily services to maintain baseline status, but finds it difficult to save. Meanwhile, a remote worker taking that exact same $100,000 salary into a Tier 3 city can bank the vast majority of their income immediately. These high local service costs act as a corrosive tax that erodes the surplus income required to transition from a renter into an asset owner. The ultimate proof of escaping renter status is acquiring prime real estate. This comparative area map shows exactly how little spatial wealth $1 million buys you today. In Monaco, you get a 16 square meter room. In Hong Kong, you get 22. London and New York offer roughly 33 and 34 square meters. The physical constraint remains severe. If you follow the hub strategy, you accept this trade-off. You sacrifice physical space for physical proximity to capital and high-tier networking. You surrender your purchasing power today for the chance to build massive career equity in the future. The alternative is taking that exact same $1 million and crossing borders into lower-tier markets. Moving to lower-tier global markets dramatically expands these physical boundaries. That same $1 million secures 91 square meters in Dubai, 96 in Madrid, and over 100 in Mumbai. This arbitrage path allows for an immediate transition into an upper-class lifestyle and the rapid acquisition of real estate assets. But the dark side of arbitrage is isolation. You cut yourself off from industry-defining events and put a cap on your local networking opportunities. You also tie your entire financial structure to the volatility of remote digital income streams to fund this lifestyle. Geographic arbitrage allows you to instantly buy the finish line, but requires you to accept running the rest of the race alone. Choosing between these paths requires a definitive framework. This decision tree flowchart hinges on one primary question. Is your income generation strictly tied to physical proximity? If the answer is yes, you follow the path of the hub grinder. As a hub grinder, you must fully accept high rent and local costs. You focus on aggressive networking and equity building rather than trying to purchase a home. You operate in expensive, capital-rich centers where the cost of existing drains your wallet, but maximizes your exposure to massive career opportunities. Returning to our flowchart, if your income is not tied to a specific location, you follow the no branch to become the arbitrage optimizer. Your mandate is to immediately relocate, capitalize on your digital income to build an asset-backed portfolio in a low-cost region.
A wealth-building blueprint is completely useless if it contradicts the geographic restrictions of your specific career. Aspirational media often sells the idea that you can achieve Tier 1 luxury assets while surviving on a decentralized side hustle budget. Trying to live in a Tier 1 city on a Tier 3 remote wage creates a middle ground squeeze that leads to financial ruin. You must make an intentional choice. Commit entirely to the grueling climb of the hub or exploit the mathematics of arbitrage. Substantial wealth accumulation relies on relentlessly optimizing the geographic math of where your money lives.